Ush. Ush. Ah. Hi. Coffee. Q&A time. Okay. First question in French. If it's in French, I will translate and answer in English, and as always we'll have French subtitles. So if you would like me to speak French, we'll have to actually wait for a few videos. Okay, so Alexian asks, hi, what do you do when you are not progressing anymore on an exercise? Reducing the weight. Hi Alexian, thank you for the question. The first thing you can do when you're not progressing anymore on an exercise is actually to check your form. Maybe you were doing a correct form and then you basically started to do less and less beautiful reps just to increase the weight or the reps or both. And at some point it just can't work like that anymore. A good example for this is getting from a very clean, smooth form high bar squat to squat mixed with a good morning, basically. You can do this eternally. You will have to fix your form at some point. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that when you're not progressing anymore on an exercise, maybe you did too much. Maybe you basically fried your nerves on this specific exercise. And all you need to do is do a variation of this exercise. For example, if you're doing bench press, instead of doing normal bench press, you will do close grip bench press, or bend end bench press, or posed bench press, or pin bench press, or incline bench, or decline bench, whatever. Just change something to basically go against the law of accommodation, which is that the more you do something, the more your body will be prone to be resistant to it. So reducing the weight is a good idea because it can give you another edge if you're lacking recovery to basically do the strategy of 1 step backward, 3 steps forward. Okay, but yeah, hope that helped. Vael Le Gallois asks, what are my actual objectives right now? What are my current goals, basically? My current goals are fucking hell, first blooper, I guess. My current goals are to basically be producing more content. Second goal would be to develop my businesses. Basically, I have a ton of ebooks and books ideas, and I love to write. So since now I can basically produce a lot, I will try to focus on that. And long term, I guess it would be to develop more things that I will not talk about it right now. As for the fitness bodybuilding aspect, it's basically the same, you know, grow bigger, stronger, stay healthy, try at least, like basics basically. Okay, then Vincent asks, do you have a mobility routine to prevent injuries? If yes, can you detail it? No, I don't. I don't, because I stretch before training, dynamic stretch, and I stretch post-training, static stretching. I'll do a video about it, but basically if you're not stretching, you're shortcoming on goals, on body prep basically, and on injury prevention. And there is also the fact that mobility is joint specific and basically training specific, which means that you can be very flexible of the shoulder, for example, but not mobile, and you can be pretty stiff, even if it's not really true with the hip, but actually have very mobile hip. And actually weight training with full range of motion on most basics compound lift train your mobility. Good example are RDL, where you keep a neutral back, you know, soft flex in the knee, and you can go all the way down to the floor or nearly this level. Another good example are basic squats, Bulgarian split squat, dips, what else, BTN press, stuff like that. When you're doing these exercises, you're working your muscle obviously, but you're also doing your mobility work. So I'll expand on this on other videos. But yeah, but I'm not really doing any mobility work. Okay, so Gaëtan asks, when do you reunite your community and construct an off-grid village at the top of a mountain, and we all do strength training with rocks? I mean, we need enough money to buy enough land to build a village and be having common mind people with the same mindset and goals, basically. And you know, maybe. As for stone lifting, I tried, you know, do some Atlas stone lifting. I kind of prefer, you know, barbell with plates and stuff, so yeah. Okay, next question. What's the next country to visit except Switzerland? Ask Angelina. The next country I would like to visit would be Ireland or Scotland. Sweden too. Denmark. Fuck, I have so much things to do. CBNT asks, I'd like to know if you can standing military press 100 kg, which is basically 2 plates. No, I can't. I can't. I can do it seated. I can do it PTN and front, but I can do it standing. Standing, I can do my own body weight, about 80 kilo. And yeah, that's it. Why are your chest hair more masculine than mine? Thanks, Dad, I guess. I don't know. ask your parents. I really have no idea. Exercise for quadriceps. It's Muscle Day who ask. Exercise for quadriceps with barbell, without any support for the barbell. It would need to be for at least a year. Just barbell and weight, and also for triceps without bench. Squats, and you will have to clean the barbell in the front squats basically. For triceps, weighted push-ups, dips, floor press. For quadriceps, you can also do lunges, some Bulgarian split squats if you can have back support for your back leg. Triceps, any pressing basically is going to do your triceps anyway, so even standing press is going to do your triceps. If you can do dips, it will help, and you know, if it's just barbell and weight and nothing else, of course you're a bit more limited. Sorry. Ismail asks, what are your PR that you are the most proud of? I'd say the 2-plate BTN press for 4 reps. I'm proud of that. The 6-leg block pulls below the knee for 8 reps at the end of my bulk in February, March. Yeah, that's it. And I lift half a ton in rack pull above the knee style, but yeah. Killian asks, clavicular pain on weighted dips with about 60 kilo, especially when I put back my feet on the ground at the end. Any tips? Could be many things actually. It could be a nerve, it could be rotator cuff, it could be small back, could be subscapular. I don't want to say anything really, because I think you have to see a physical therapist for that. I and you have no idea, especially if it's after you do the training, after you do the set, excuse me. Yeah, it's a bit strange. I don't want to say any bullshit, so see your physical therapist. And last question by next question, sorry, by Alexi. Ideal volume for hypertrophy, intermediate level. Any volume you can recover from with the style of training you prefer that will allow you to train as efficiently and as consistently as possible. It can be 10 sets, it can be 60 sets. I did both worked. So just find something that is pain-free, that you avoid and that you can recover and progress with. There is no ideal volume, basically between 10 and 30 sets per week. But it depends with so many factors. You can do 30 sets of triceps, delts and chest. You can't, especially if you split them, because you're going to do basically 90 sets of pressing, and that's without talking about isolation work. So I can give you like a dead right answer for that. La Fibre ask, can gaining strength on my OHP will prevent me from bringing up my chest weak point? No, because it's not because you're gaining strength on something that it will basically keep you from doing other things. So if you're prioritizing chest training, you're supposed to do it first, or you're supposed to have overhead press take a back seat. But if you're still gaining strength on overhead press, there is no problem at all. Just do whatever it takes to get your chest up. Next question. Only, I don't know. Ask, tip for natural sunscreen. Which types of vitamin D should I take? No fuel, low sun exposure. Natural sunscreen. First, you have to fix your diet. Less PUFOs, polyunsaturated fatty acids, so less omega-3 and 6, and more of monounsaturated fatty acids, so omega-9, olive oil, basically almond oil, avocado, stuff like that, and saturated fats, so butter, dairies, eggs, meats, stuff like that. Then when you have this as natural sunscreen, what you can use are beef tallow, coconut oil, shea butter, carrot oil, even olive oil can actually help. But the key thing with sun exposure is always to just gradually increase the amount and the strength of it. For example, if you're all white, you're basically living in a cave, you're not going to start with noon to 2 p.m. Summer sun. You're going to start though with the morning, the afternoon, the evening sun, for 15-20 minutes. And then slowly you increase the duration of exposure and the strength of said exposure. But you are not going to go from 0 to 100 and just use something on your skin and be like, oh, I'm fine. Just like you wouldn't do empty barbell and then up triplate on squat when you're training. So yeah, as for vitamin D outside of the sun exposure, since you're in North Europe, you should take a complement, which is a considerable amount of vitamin D. I don't know your build, your weight and stuff, but at least 5,000 units, sorry. And yeah, that's it. And Clone ask, your diet, many ask. Tips and tricks, that could be cool. Okay, it's coming. There is nothing magical, basically. I'm very basic, just like my training. My training is basically just I'm a bit smart, you know, I'm not just doing stupid stuff. French cut, elle been French this time because it's about, you know, French content. Une vidéo avec Ironquest serait incroyable, un viking et un gaulois dans la même vidéo. Thank you so much for everyone to have asked one question. I hope I was of some help. I'll see you very soon for other videos. If you like this kind of Q&A, please tell me in the comments, and I'll see to do more often Q&A. I did a lot of them on Instagram, but if you prefer this kind of format, I will do it more on YouTube. So I'll tell you where you can put your questions and basically what we'll be doing. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, to subscribe, to share, and yeah, see you soon.